Right, so let's address the elephant in the room. Well, I mean, there are 3 elephants in the room, but one of those elephants is significantly larger and ruder than the other 2 elephants. What about calling our ally to war? That is a great point. That is a fantastic point. Let's call in William the Conqueror to help me win a war which is otherwise stagnated because we haven't got enough troops to siege down their capital. Hello, welcome to Crusader Kings 3. The other 2 elephants in the room are, firstly, larger font. Yes, that is due to a mod that makes the font, funnily enough, slightly bigger. I thought that was better for people watching on mobile, people watching on big screens as well, everything in between. Basically, if you're not watching on a regular PC monitor, it's kind of difficult to read a lot of the stuff, and even then, if you're watching in a little window, right, it might help out a little bit. Though I do think it's a little bit too large, so we might swap things over eventually. The other elephant is, there wasn't an episode yesterday because somebody said there was a bug in one of the mods that had updated that was bricking save games, so I didn't want to risk loading in. I was also massively behind schedule yesterday because of some Rim related shenanigans. So, here we are then. Sorry, to catch us up, Count La Baguette of Vermandois and his lovely wife, the Princess Cecilia of England, daughter of course, King now, William the Conqueror of England, so we've got a pretty powerful alliance there, which is going to help back us. We're a Karling, though, so I think, actually, he ended up getting 400 prestige, whereas we only got 300. Let's get to work. We've got a lot to do here. Our first goal, of course, is getting the Duchy of Valois, which is under this guy right here. Well, no, it's not currently under this guy here, but he controls 50%, and I currently control only one of the counties. So with this, we're going to be neck and neck, and then hopefully between us having that extra county and William the Conqueror, we can stop this guy, and then in theory, we've got ourselves an introductory duchy. As always, we're playing the character, right? We're playing the character, and we're going to make sure that we play a nice, pious man. As a lot of people have been quick to point out, just because we're playing a pious, good Christian man doesn't necessarily mean that we won't want to depose other rulers, you know, take titles for ourselves, because if we are, very nice, look at that, William the Conqueror, everybody, round of applause, because of course, if we are going to put ourselves in and we believe that we're a very pious man, then surely we're a better ruler than those anyway. I feel like that's a good way this guy could justify it in his own brain. We get 20 fame, and they get 20, what is fame compared to prestige? Oh, you mean like level of... Okay, I understand now. Sorry, I thought it was an entirely separate stat. One of the mods added them for a second. Amazing. To the vile, La Baguette. May wisdom ever elude you. You are a much greater foe than I imagine. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I'll comply with your demands. Yes? Yes, you will, my friend. Look at that. Look at that. So now we've got to fight this guy over here next. 630 men. How many have we got? 404, totally reinforcing up to about 652, plus 4 with our knights, of course, and then our allies' military strength is really going to be the thing that will win us over there. We can, of course, we can't declare war quite yet, but I guess we can fabricate claims, both claims. Is it not in CK3 you need, hey, that's a pretty good steward. Bishop Massimo. And I feel like, as well, for a pious guy, having a bunch of kind of religious people on his council makes a lot of sense. That's working pretty well, huh? So let's let this tick up for a little while. In the background, what are we going to do here? Now, I was going to swap us over to wealth focus, but we are so close to getting another intrigue perk. We'll let that tick over, then we'll go back to wealth. And I guess maybe we'll start fabricating hooks on people. Just to try and get some, not again, fabricating hooks. We've got to try and play a relatively honest, pious Christian man like himself. But maybe if we get a hook on a sinner that we're happy to extort and use that money for good, pious reasons, that's them being, showing a little bit of penance, right? Or taking on a little bit of penance. Enemy hostile scheme success chance down by 25%. Honestly, I think might be quite good. Enemy hostile scheme success chance down by 10. I think I'm going to go for that one. That'll just keep us, because we're going to make a lot of enemies pretty fast if we're trying to climb the ladder so we can be a nice pious emperor, right? Let's go with wealth focus. I think duty, even though it's maybe not as good in this situation. Courtier and guest opinion is obviously quite nice, and dissuading enemy agents is quite good. I feel like it suits the character. He's doing this out of a sense of duty, not because he's a greedy, avaricious little boy. And I quite like that idea. That's my excuse, anyway. We've got to play a little... We've got to play a little more, I think, open-ended with this guy, given that, again, he is ambitious and brave. He'd be willing to take some chances, take some gambles for the purposes of improving his realm and getting back on that throne. Bloodstained cloth, crow's feathers, strange-smelling concoctions. This is the evidence presented to me by a group of villagers from Clermont as proof that Giles, or Gilles, has been practicing sorcery in the hut on the outskirts of the village. He must burn, of course, for his crimes against God. The other two aren't even options. Of course, the stress is kind of helping us decide there which one we should go for. A sorcery's here. We could use a new advisor. That will make our man break down because we're jealous. And then, of course, the other one will make us break down too. So I think we've got to go for it. We get absolutely no learning experience there. We get no stewardship experience. But what we do get is piety. We impress the Lord. And that's the only person I'm here to impress. Oh, no. Oh god, he's got itchiness. Yesterday I had an atrociously annoying itch on my skin near my shoulder blade. I found it hard to scratch because no matter how I angled myself, I couldn't get my fingers to reach the itch. Why has it never occurred to me about keeping a back scratcher around? That is, I've used them before, but maybe I should keep one on my personal use to take care of annoying itches. Today, while in town, I came across an artisan who was good at carving wood. Having this artisan make a back scratcher will more than suffice. We become the owner of convenient back scratcher. Please tell me that's an artifact. Oh my god. Stress gain minus 15%. That's actually worth it. Reduces the chance that we'll get other clutter artifacts. Do I want to pigeonhole myself into a back scratcher? Those are words I never thought I would say in that order before. Obviously, we've got to go for it, right? He's an itchy man. And he is an itchy man that's found the perfect solution to that. What happened to my steward? Oh, okay. Mayor Aubrey then. Fine. Of St. Quentin. Welcome. Ooh. A commoner of English heritage has been accosted in the streets of Vermandois over some minor offence. By making a statement in their defence, I could perhaps convince King William of England, the equally English, of my good character. But I might risk alienating my French peers. The English are a good people. Against 10 opinion of me. We do lose 75 prestige, or I say the French are a superior moral fibre, which of course, I have to say. What kind of person would I be to suggest that the English were of any good moral fibre? And finally, Flavio, my good bishop friend. He has a very high opinion of us, my god. Duty folks has really put a massive chunk into that, though. Organised religious procession is given plus 10. Pious, of course, swaying him has massively helped there, too. See it done. 54 gold. I can't afford this. I can't afford this quite yet, but... what do you think? I think I've got to skip over it for now. We're going to be in debt for far too long. When we get these hooks, then I'll feel a little bit better about things. Got to make sure we equip the back scratcher, of course. What we can do is start setting up to cash in on some of these hooks, some of these schemes. So I think we will head to Paris. I think we'll head to Paris proper. I didn't forget the name of it. I was just deciding where to go, okay? I was thinking we could go to Paris. We could go to the Holy Roman Empire. But I guess we'll go to Paris because it's a bit more relevant. It's like right on our doorstep after all. And see if we can find some things there. Now, again, we got to play the character. We're not going to blackmail a good Christian person. That's two wrongs. And they don't make a right. But if they're a bad person, us doing bad things to them is right because two rights make a left. And I think that's a great idea. What? The Pope would give us a claim on the Kingdom of Leon. Well, that is tempting, because it's a bloody sinner. King Alfonso VI is a lustful, deceitful, cynical man. Oh, he's also been denounced, of course, by the Pope there. Oh, sorry, denounced by the dynasty head. Oh, and can be imprisoned by any other member of his dynasty. Okay, fair enough. Do I want to? I don't think I do, because what the hell am I going to do with that? How many troops has he got? Between me and the King of England, we could probably take it. Oh, don't put these thoughts in my head. The Kingdom of Leon is kind of small, isn't it? Castile is enormous. Far better. And he's at war with Castile as well. Castile claim on... okay, so they're going to grab it anyway, so I'd be inheriting probably a losing war. He's only got 2,000 men, 3,000 men, so if we were to bring in... England. Oh, don't tempt me like this. No. I could ask the Pope for money. The Pope will agree to give me some money in exchange for my piety. Oh, should we view this as because we're such a pious man, we can cash in on that? Because we've done well in the eyes of the Lord, the Pope is happy to help me out. I think that's a good way to view that. We can ransom someone out here, so let's get rid of you as well. Very nice. I like that it says in the situation pop-up there whether or not they've got the full amount to pay the ransom. That's quite nice. Praise St. Matthew, here comes the tax refund. Thank you. May these funds help you spread the true faith in your lands, and absolutely they will, because when we're the ruler of this duchy, we're going to be trusted, of course, to absolutely be in control of this. Do you want to go on a pilgrimage? Take the money from the Pope, go on a pilgrimage. Oh. You've got to play the character. Maybe we should say as a rule for this guy, whenever there's a pilgrimage, we've got to embrace it. Pilgrim trait experience. I feel like the very minimum I've got to achieve through this character's life. We don't have to immediately make a Dutch in spring for the throne. But what I do think is this character, to really set the precedent, has to try and build himself up through the pilgrim path. I'm going to do it. Pious pilgrimage, obviously. We could go for a worldly one, but again, for this character, we're all about piety, at least for now. Maybe his firstborn child might be some mad, ambitious character. We could go to the Vatican and visit the Pope, because he was quite a nice guy there. Can we go to the Vatican and then also, like, to Jerusalem? Could we do both? We can't. It is going to make us... Look, I didn't think we could. It was worth giving it a go, right? 83 gold. The thing is, last time we didn't really get any... We didn't really get any benefits from it. I kind of want to go all the way back to Jerusalem again. But we've already been there. You know what? Let's go to the Vatican. Let's visit all of the holy sites. I think that's a good idea. Activity options. I think we... Travel speed is unaffected. So we can pick either contemplative, which will reduce us down by 50%. You will earn more piety on completion. You know what? I'm going to do it. Let's go for a longer journey. Let's say humble. Totally humble. Absolutely. But a longer journey. Because we didn't even get any... We didn't get many events of note last time. So I think this is totally fine. 69% route safety. Nice. We don't need to hire the captains because we're not going on the sea anymore. Is there anything else we could bring in? Cultural ambassador. Is that something we could do? I'm just going to take him along for the experience. Why not? Let's see what they can offer us. Let's get them to sell us, sell them to me. More importantly, we got 73 gold. Ooh, hello. Somebody said the decision to hire a caravan master or search for a caravan master is a very cheap way to get new courtiers. And I think that's a great plan. If that works, fantastic. Because we're kind of just hiring whoever we've got right now. Like, our marshal is pretty terrible. Our chancellor is, like, unthinkably bad. Although the guy that we've hired to be on our council, we could swap those over. Sorry, our diplomat. We swap those over. You are a better... We swap our marshal into the steward position. He's a better steward, but they're the same amount of... How did I misread that so heavily? I thought they both said 9. Am I going mad? Maybe I am going mad. It doesn't really matter, ultimately. Well, let's get to work, then. I think already that's a great start. Our wife is our regent. Now, I think when we get back, it might not hurt to try and win her over with a little bit of romance. And obviously, I think we would go romance rather than seduction because we're a good Christian man. And that way, if we win her over and she becomes regent again, she's actually a pretty good regent. She's chaste. Ooh. Maybe that's why we go romance rather than seduce. But that's gonna... This man needs a child. He's 33. This is unthinkable. I can't wait. Let's go. Us and 3 pilgrims head into Rome. Fantastic. As per my request, my servants have assembled 2 roles for Caravan Master. We've got Gerard, who is incredibly good. Jesus Christ. And then we've also got Raoul. This guy's 50 gold, but my god, he is all around incredible. I think I'm going to go with him. I know it's going to put us back into debt and cut into... ooh, hello. Thought it increases cultural acceptance between the Cisalpinians. Cisalpinians? I have no idea how you say that, but that's fantastic. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, no, that other guy was fantastic. We could actually swap out some of these bloody... So he's got 16 stewardship, which is nuts. He's a much, much, much better marshal than our current guy. So I'm going to swap him out to that one at the very bare minimum. What about in terms of... Right, so we've got the best spy master. You are our best marshal by a long way. I guess which is more important to us. And I guess right now, honestly, probably stewardship. So I'm going to swap those 2 back over. There we go. I'm happy with that. I think that works out quite well. Really, his strength is in diplomacy. But given that we've got a pretty good diplomat but a shit steward. Oh no. We're crossing the Alps. Cliff! I hear Baldric shout in panic. Soon thereafter, I hear a loud cracking sound like that of wood breaking, my patience finally snapping. I step out onto the dirt to see the splintered remains of a wagon wheel. My wagon wheel! I'm sorry, my acquaintance. It was my turn as lookout, and I fell asleep at the reins. Oh. Diantre. We're going to be late. Or, shuffle the supplies around. It'll be a rough ride from here on out. Delayed by 5 days or delayed by 2 days? I don't think that really matters. For spending 75 prestige, I'm alright. What's 5 days, anyway? King William's not being swayed, but we've already got him where we need him to be. We're already married to his daughter, so you know what? I'm going to stop swaying him. And I think we'll move on to swaying his wife. Firstly, she's regent, so that gives us enough of a reason. But they have a duty to uphold, damn it. I mean, we're not going to go with seduction. As we trek through Canaves, our caravan has stopped at a clearing bordered by dense trees. I proceed towards the commotion, only to find Aldebert and Flavio having an irate row. Aldebert seems to be extolling the virtues of Catholicism, but you fail to understand the importance of God to living a good life. It's paramount that, not this again, Flavio rolls his eyes. God, if you're listening, save me from this fool, I beg you. Ideally, we'd like to back the guy who is preaching about God. Come now, surely you two can make amends. We've got a 53% chance that our diplomacy pays off. We gain a good amount of diplomacy lifestyle experience. 75 prestige, 6 trade experience in traveling too. We also might gain entourage mediator. Flavio leaves my entourage. Shit! Flavio now hates us. And more importantly, is King William playing me for a fool here? Regent swings the scales of power against me. How suspicious. Maybe she's just doing that to flex a little bit. Because she doesn't really know her husband, and we've just put her in charge. So maybe she's doing it to establish herself in the realm. Maybe, between her and King William the Conqueror, they've got a bigger plan brewing, but we'll have to judge that a bit closer to the time. Oh god, killer charm. The entourage is on edge as we march through the lands of my acquaintance, Mayor Enrico. Even the most naive members of the entourage understand the perils of this place. An unexpected noise is enough to alert Gerard, who pushes me as a mysterious silhouette appears behind our wagons. Ugh, she moans when Gerard ties her down. Please, I'd have liked to have met you in more pleasing circumstances, she says, looking directly at me. Mayor Enrico welcomed you to his realm. What? Mayor Enrico tried to have me assassinated? Vengeance is not very Christian. Maybe I shouldn't immediately pin him to my murder list. We'll talk about that one. Again, if my guy becomes vengeful incidentally, then yes, of course. But right now, I don't think it's in his character. I'll send you back to Enrico myself. You beat the assassin and send him back with a letter. Oh. Go, I don't want to see you again. That doesn't even give us piety, and that's really surprising. Sending someone away would be, I think, definitely something earning of piety. Forgiveness? But I guess not. Alright, we're not going to murder her, but we will, in fact, beat her and send her back. You beat the assassin and send them back with a letter. Well done. Acceptance between Italians and French has increased by 1%. Thank you, Thorda. What a guy. And here we are, Rome itself. Pilgrims flock to Rome from all over the Christian world. Some follow the Via Francigena. I don't know what that is. Others take, well, I mean, obviously it's implied that it's probably a path through France, right? Less well-known paths. In the end, we all converge here at St. Peter's Basilica, where the great man himself was put to rest. Standing here with the other pilgrims, I sense a feeling of solemn unity and fellowship shared amongst those gathered. I have walked the holy path. Amazing. That's fantastic. And here we are. We're now about to spend a little bit of time in Rome. Immediately cracking on with 300 piety. Kind of hoping we get some stuff popping up here. Ooh, we haggled in the markets of the Vatican. We'll read that in a second, I guess, because we've got pop-ups. While performing his duties as my spy master, Aramar uncovered a secret held by Count Robert of Auvergne. He has secretly taken Agnes, the daughter of Count? These damn French words are catching me out. Count Richard of Ovreau as a lover. Well, that is definitely a sin. A lustful, out of marriage of relationship. Is he a man with, 66 gold? Perhaps we will have to make him pay penance for that. What's the word? We'll have to make him pay a tithe to allow us to forgive him. This is useful to know. Excellent. These pilgrimages go by really fast without many events, don't they? 100 piety from solitary prayer. We organize a religious procession. Very good. And we've gained a level of devotion. We are known for our devotion to our faith. Well done. As our time at the sacred site draws to an end, I'm slightly concerned that I did not get a chance to prove my devoutness to God. No, we didn't, did we? We didn't get a chance to do anything again. Maybe the pilgrimages don't have a huge amount of events associated with them. I am thrilled by the notion of having visited a new holy site. Amazing. That's probably a good reason. I bet there's a bonus for visiting all of the holy sites, right? That's what we're trying to aim to do. Well, we got a score of 3. I didn't really have an opportunity to gain any higher score than that one, but thank you. Rome, it has been an honor. We gain 868 piety, which is an enormous amount, to be fair. Thank you. And there you go. Finished pilgrimage. On our way back then. I guess perhaps the reason we're not gaining so many events is because we're going with a small procession. Maybe we could try that next time. Maybe because we're going with like a low procession and also humility. We're not getting rulers inviting us to courts. We're not getting anything like that. To be fair, we're also just like a nobody. We're just a count. Maybe if an emperor were to go on a pilgrimage, there'd be much more opportunity to prove their piousness. Let's finish the pilgrimage and head back then. Quite uneventful. Was it worth the money? That's up for debate. I mean, we could be pushing a claim right now. Speaking of which, I'm going to take it this time. Oh no. Gerard is in charge of the food supplies and sheepishly reveals our provisions have been all but useless, having been poorly stored. Patches of mold cover the bread and fresh produce, and we have quickly used up the remaining of our dried food. The party grows hungry as dusk begins to fall. It's just a bit of mold. I had this argument in Discord because that thing was going around on Twitter where it's like, oh, how, you know, do you eat moldy food? Will you eat bugs that are all over your chicken and stuff like that? Obviously, I said no to all of it because I'm a sensible person. You can't just cut mold off of bread. The mold that you see is the fruiting body. It's all the way through the bread. You're going to die, man. Simultaneously, nature will provide for us. You eat the wrong plant. 29% chance we die. It's a learning challenge. My man is not very smart. He's not stupid, but he's not super smart. 75 prestige to ensure that my people are fed. I think the locals around here must have something. Are we saying we're stealing from locals? Is that how we're interpreting that? Because trading prestige to keep your people fed is quite a noble cause, but I think doing it by stealing from other people is not right. So fine. Oh god, we're ill. This could be a death sentence. Shit. Well, we'll see how it goes then, I suppose. How's he looking? You're feeling fine. He hasn't got any kids, so I'm not feeling fine. To the implacable La Baguette. I've been corresponding with your Chancellor Thorder, and I must say I've come to see you in a new light. Thank you. Countess Richilda. Regina Doctor of Hainaut. Amazing, thank you. Your sun is shining today, Thorder. What a guy. Thank you. Appreciate that a lot. Shit. Everybody's going a bit rotten, aren't they? Traveling through the sometimes harsh environments has the invigorating effects on at least my state of mind and vigor. However, Gerard does not appear to be doing quite so good. His movement is labour, his breathing is heavy. Should we rest and let him recover fully? Should we ask Casper to treat him? Or shall we say it's a little cough and push on? Shit, there's a 75% chance he gets pneumonia. We can't risk that. I think we'll ask Casper to treat him. We could rest, there's no problem with that, but I think... Will he actually be... Oh, so that guarantees that he loses ill. In that case, fine. That's exactly what we would do. As a good, pious Christian man, we would wait for him to be healthier. And, finally, we're home. Boom. We gain 11 trait experience in the Traveller perk. Because we actually had a lot happening there, right? And look at that. We're about 66% of the way to the first Pilgrim. And then for Traveller, we're not doing too badly. Got about 40% through Wander and 30% through Season. That's not terrible at all. It's good to be home. Hooray! Because of our cultural ambassador. So all the cultural ambassador does then, Princess Celia gained 150 because she made a bit of a name for herself. All the cultural ambassador does then is improve cultural acceptance. I don't think that's entirely necessary for the future. We definitely could have saved some money there, but that's all right. At least now we know. Jacques. Jacques de Menot. Hello. He's okay. Actually, he might make for a good replacement marshal eventually. We've had a little bit of downtime. A few months there of just resting, hoping that eventually he might heal up. We can spend 50 gold to fabricate a hook. Of course, we're never going to lie about that because it's not relevant to us at all. But now we can make the sinners pay for their sins. And again, we're only going to use this on sinful characters. I think that's a good way to justify it, whilst also not sitting here like we did in the Grigna series for another 20 episodes doing nothing. There's playing the character, but then there's also playing the game, and I'm still trying to find a nice middle ground to strike there. So, we can demand a payment from him immediately. Look at that, 15 big ones, and that takes us immediately out of debt, and I'm happy to do that. Very good. Right, so we do have a claim on Amiens. But, again, I think in CK3 at this stage of the game, right, you do need, of course it depends on your culture, so we might have it by now. We need an innovation to be able to push multiple claims. And if I'm not mistaken, that's what, Divine Right or Heraldry or something like that. We can press several of your claims in a single war. Yeah, it was Divine Right. Unfortunately, we can't do that. We need to be High Medieval. So we might as well go to war now, is what I'm getting at. 631. If England join us, we're fine. If England don't join us... Actually, he's got a lot of troops. Is that from his ally? He has an ally of kind of equal strength. Who is his ally? Oh, he's got a couple. Count Eudes of Blois for 439 troops down there. Who's his other ally then? Because they're not providing troops if that's the case. Interesting. Okay. Oh, they're only providing 166, which explains a lot. Tricky to know where to go with this. I think we can do it because I think, what's our relationship with William then? Big Willie himself. 54. Yeah, no, he'll join us. He'll join us for sure. And if he doesn't, we can cry. This time. Now, this is a very... What I'm about to do here is quite a difficult technique to pull off, so you need to pay close attention. What we're going to do here is we're going to call in our ally, King William the Conqueror, and we're going to do that by opening this UI here. Now, at this point, it's very important you take this bit slowly. You're going to press, in this order, call to war, then unpause, right? And what that's going to do is call him to war. Thank you. Round of applause, please. Thank you. To the implacable Baguette, of course I should join you. Thank you. The problem is they do have a lot of troops charging on the capital. We can slow them down. We can throw the troops away to slow them down. I'm actually kind of surprised he's going to win that. Better army commander, more commander traits. Ah, fair enough. Well, let's have a look then. Thorder is logistician and forder, though that's not going to help. Thorder the forder. Amazing. Yeah, neither of those are particularly good, are they? Forest fighter gives us something, but not that much. I think we're going to have to roll with it and just see if we can do it. It will at least buy time for England to get... Look, they're getting the troops up in Normandy. So that's actually worked out insanely well. My God, we actually might just win it anyway. Oh, it's neck and neck. It's neck and neck. And he's reinforcing before the battle was over. We didn't lose the battle. Oh, legendary behavior from King William the Conqueror. Amazing. Trenches. After a large meal such as the one I hosted today, it's typical to give trenches. Stale bread used as plates, as alms to the poor. Usually my servants handle the matter of handing out the trenches to the poor after the meal. However, the thought occurred to me, what if I do this directly myself to display my virtue to all? Everybody will know me as a generous counts. I can then say, I want to meet the poor and understand their plight, which will give us caring leader, popular opinion +10, or I don't want to go near those filthy poor people. This is cool. And the historical context, I like this a lot. In medieval Europe, trenches were flat loaves of stale bread in a round shape that were used as plates when eating. The trench would soak up with sauces, juices, and other ingredients by the meal was complete, and then would be given as alms to the poor. Very cool. Good little context there. Obviously, we will, hard to say, but this one gives piety, so I think we're going to roll with that option right there. They have called in their allies, but with us and Big Willie himself hanging out, I think, I probably shouldn't phrase it like that, we should be totally fine. We are, however, bankrupt, and even though we've only just gone into bankrupt, he's already freaking out. My treasury is empty, my larder barren. Even the rats have been sold to pay my expenses. Yeah, I'm unable to pay for all the debts I owe. You're 0.6 gold. I feel like this event shouldn't fire. Obviously, it's a chance to happen whenever you have less than 0 gold, but I feel like it shouldn't immediately fire when we've lost less than a single coin. Scrutinize the ledgers for anything that may help. We can potentially get 100 lifestyle experience, and as a 50% chance, we get 50 gold. Confiscate church property. He would never do that. That would cause him to immediately break down. Or I'll tighten my belt and save what I can. Do we take the 50% chance of 50 gold, or do we take the no chance? Sorry, the guarantee of 15 gold and 25 stress. We've got to take the gamble, right? Because right now we're not really in that much debt, so it doesn't make sense taking 15 gold. Oh, when I can do so much more with 50. Amazing. Good stuff. We can go on another pilgrimage immediately. Well, the cooldown on those are... They were like 10 years before tours and tournaments. Now we can do it whenever we bloody want. Oh, very good. I like that a lot. All right, then. Well, that should do it. War should be over, right? Oh, I went for the wrong target. Should have gone for the war goal, genius. Defense against self-possession. I swear, he was possessed by a spirit. He approached me while screaming, speaking in tongues, and trying to kill me. It was an accident. He was trying to hurt me, so I grabbed the knife without thinking. I'm overseeing the trial of a commoner accused by murder. She says the man was possessed by a spirit. There are no other witnesses, but several of the commoners say the man did act in bizarre ways as if a ghost possessed him. There have been previous cases where he attempted to harm others. The woman did not resist arrest and willingly complied. Yes, I think that's totally reasonable, actually. She acted in self-defense. People corroborated her story. She was cooperative. I think this is fine. We can either say she acted in danger, her reasons were her actions were reasonable. We gain 70 piety, or we can take 70 prestige by saying she still killed the man, she must be imprisoned, or we execute her. Obviously, We go for the piety option. Ooh. To make my wife, Princess Cecilia, more susceptible to my attempts at approaching her, I can give her a compliment. Shall I compliment her unshakable faith in God, even if it's not true? She is chaste. Even if it's not true, it's what he would do. He would say, my God, you are... He wouldn't say that. He would say, our God, you are impressing him. I don't know if it worked. But look at that. Our recent correspondence has been a source of joy for me. I cannot help but think we might both benefit from increased communication. Hopefully, in the sexual department, if you don't mind me saying. There's 80 gold from additional taxes from our stewardship. Excellent. I knew this guy was a good purchase. Gerard is almost paying for himself there. Was he the caravan master that I hired, or am I thinking of someone else? No, he was the caravan master. Legendary behavior from him. Great work. And now Amiens falls, and we become the king of... the count of 3 counties. Not quite the king yet. Let's not jump the gun here. Thank you. We get the county of Amiens with the bishopric of Corby and the city of Peroni? Piron? I have no idea. Look, my French is very poor. It's been a long time since I've had to speak French for any particular reason. Amazing. And now I think we disband the troops. And, oh, friendly exchanges. Baguette Karling gained opinion of me. Because my spouse has sent him a letter. Oh, that's my brother. What's he up to right now? He's trying to make his fortune over in Ireland. Maybe he's not a problem. I was a little bit worried that a guy who was... That basically usurped from the throne, whose wife was so skilled in intrigue, if he put her to work to take the title, he could be a danger. But he's not. He's just happy to be out there. And he's quite a pious man himself, actually. He's a holy warrior. He's an insightful thinker. He's a wise man. Maybe I judged him too harshly, and he's known for his temperance. Well, except, again, in the sexual department, which I wish we could have... which we could have learned from him. Not in that way. Good lord. Oh, hey, and look at that. Court physician has also become a physician. That's very helpful. He's finally qualified 3 years in. Very good. Wow. Okay. I'm kind of happy with how things are going here. I think, wife, seduce. You're already scheming against her. Oh, that's true. She's got quite a high opinion. I think we'll try and get it up. Well, sorry, I mean the opinion there. We'll try and get her up in opinion. Then we'll swap over to just doing that in general. Thorda's improving his knightship. This is good. You know, I almost thought it deserves to maybe get an accolade or something like that. Okay, so we're kind of struggling here for intrigue characters. I might search for a caravan master, and I might do that whenever it's available, because my God, they're good, huh? Wife encourages chivalry. Give us another 75 prestige there. What can I have the wife doing? What's she good at? Learning. And honestly, that might make a lot of sense. She focuses on the matters of culture, religion, education. It's borderline useless for current gameplay. Maybe we focus on that and we have her doing something else, like managing domain. You know? I like that idea. Let's go for it. Let's try and make it a little... She can run the numbers. She's a pious lady. She's proven that. So we'll trust her to help out a little bit with the round management. We can focus on the religious affairs, which is far more interesting. We've got Boson, who is... Oh, sorry. This is Thibaut. I have no idea. 11 intrigue or 8 intrigue, but my God, he's a monster when it comes to stewardship. We'll take Thibaut then. He's only 15 gold. A little bit disappointing, but I mean, that's fine. It's better than nothing. It's actually equally as good as the best guy we've got currently, so no real loss there. Still finding secrets. Hopefully, again, he'll pay for himself pretty soon. Speaking of which, let's ransom this guy out. I wonder why we still had him. Oh, we took him as a prisoner in the war and then just hadn't released him yet. Oh, well, that's fantastic. We can also ask the Pope for claims. We can go for Galicia, Leon, or Castile. So any of the Spanish kingdoms. Wow. Castile is pretty enormous right now. That would give us some... That would really give us something, huh? Maybe we could be the one to launch the Reconquista, but... Shit, you know what? We actually might be able to take him. Is he a particularly pious man? Ambitious, wrathful, brave? What do we let his actions determine whether or not we do something against him? If he's able to take some domain in the south of Spain, I think I'm happy to let him cook. If not, I'll let him get clapped instead. Oh, hey, look at that. Flavio going up even further, so that's just going to tick up now that he's got the trait. I like that a lot. This new system is so good, right? These tiered traits, it's fantastic. Princess Cecilia, we are up to 96 opinion with, so I'm going to stop swaying her, because that's massively diminishing returns at this point. Can I just cancel a scheme? I just like cancel a scheme, though. Thank you. It's weird that you can't do that when you've got a scheme active by just clicking her and clicking on the scheme again. But anyway, Let's go to... We could try and learn her language. What does she speak? Anglic. Bloody hell, you learned that fast, didn't you? Oh, bear in mind, King William the Conqueror left from France, so probably spoke Norman. Wow, that developed quickly. We could learn her language. I feel like that would be a massive show of equality for the two of them. What about romance? What's the chance of that one? 95% chance. You know what? Forget it. There's only one language we need to learn, and that's the language of love. We need to learn it bloody fast, because my man's getting up there in years. 37! Baguette, come on, we don't just want to flip over back to Baguette Karling. That's so boring. Let's sing her... What's he good at? Love ballad, love poem. Go with my gut in the moment, or impress her with a sparring match. I think we would write her a love poem. It's probably done by diplomacy, right? So let's give it a go then. The candle is burning low when I finally finish my poem. Your tolerable eyes are the rock I cling to in stormy seas. My heart yearns to sniff your smock. God, he ended it like that. That I may know the depths of your love. You and I belong together. The waiting is unbearable. While I cannot encourage you, Count Baguette, I am most grateful for your kind words. She was absolutely not impressed. Hey, here's an idea for those of you watching. If you're trying to impress anybody, don't tell them they're going to sniff their smock. Ooh. Generational belligerence. That's the one that gives your knights something. God, I really do not remember. Let's have a look at the legacies then. They are going all in on warfare. Oh no, generational belligerence, actually pursuit efficiency and retreat losses. Improved by 15% each, and then Cass's belly cost down by 20%. Damn. It's House of Warriors is not effectiveness. Sorry, I was one behind. We are going to not steal claims. We're not gonna fabricate hooks on people. That's wrong. What I am gonna do though is move you over to the realm of the Holy Roman Empire, because I feel like they've probably got a lot more secrets. That is a realm entrenched in intrigue, right? And I feel like we can do a lot more with that than what we can do in France. It's a smaller kingdom. It's not much smaller, granted, but I think there's just more potential over there. Ooh, my glory is widely known. Oh, nice work. Did somebody die? Oh, it was Thorda. It was Thorda the Forder. Oh, for God's sake. How dare he? Fine. Mayor Henri, welcome to the council, my friend. He's not bad. 13 skill is, like, acceptable. Is he better at stewardship? Oh. We could swap him for Gerard, which I think is a great idea, because they've got the same stewardship, but I thought Gerard was... Why can't I swap him over? Oh, you just got to do it the other way around. Okay, fair enough. Fine. I don't know why you couldn't swap one to the other, but there we are. Amazing. Yes, I'm happy with that one. Look at that. Oh, because I was sorting that by diplomacy. That's fine, though. That's a much better council. This guy's finally in his element and can finally shine where he's supposed to. And this guy's a mayor, so you presume he's pretty good at counting coin. Speaking of counting coin, we've got a lot of money. What am I going to spend it on is probably a better question. We can build a special building in Amiens. Build the Abbey of St. Vast. Ooh. Again, building abbeys and churches seems to be right on brand for this character. Cathedral of St. Amiens would be just better overall. We could even maybe make that our capital. Valois, I think, is better overall, right? That we can probably only build a duchy building in, though. 700 gold. I mean, it is a cathedral. Let's not... let's not, you know, undersell it here. Wife, if we go on a pilgrimage, is that going to cancel or at least put on pause the sway? We've got 18 months still on that. Do we put Dicker and Balls above the Lord himself? Absolutely not. I'm almost a sinner for saying such a thing out loud. So we've been to Jerusalem. We can't go to Rome anymore for whatever reason. Oh, because you've recently visited it. Okay, fair enough. Santiago. Done. That seems pretty good. It's a long old journey, my God. Dangers on the route consist of a lot of forests. Bay of Biscay, what does that have in it? Mountains, okay. Let's see what we can do. Maybe we go for just simply forest guides. Instead of... I want to keep the mercenary guards because they're obviously quite good. They just give general safety. General safety and good speed as well. I think we go for the forest guide. That cuts down the medium dangers and only gives us a handful of small dangers, which I think is fine. Obviously, we're going for... Do you want to go for, like, zealotry this time instead of reflection? Oh, shit, did I accidentally leave it on reflection last time? I'm a fool. Man, my guy looks rough as all shit, though. Look at that. Are you good? You look possessed, my man. Maybe brought something back with him from the Vatican. What have we got then? Let's set fidelity down to... Yeah, okay, so we'll go for contemplative. And then Pomp, obviously down to Humble. I'm happy to keep going with that. We're not going to go for some big crazy stuff right now. And our Caravan Master, we've got to stick with this guy. He's good. He's like so good. Let's stick with it then. This guy I'm going to keep on board. Caravan Master, yeah. No. I just don't want to swap out my Caravan Master. Thank you. Good. Okay, let's go for it then. Start the pilgrimage. Let's head down. And yeah, unsurprisingly, the scheme to Romancer has been frozen while we're traveling, so we don't lose any progress. I don't remember if schemes are on pause for so long, whether you lose them entirely. Either way, what we have done is got her up to 91 opinion. She still might try and push power, obviously for herself, to build up her own stead in the realm, to impress people, whatever. But maybe there's a good chance she's not doing it specifically to go against us. I can feel it in my body. Oh, this is a bloody good start. The subtle ache and slow decay that comes with my illness. In my darkest days, he's still ill from that last pilgrimage. My God. The only thing keeping me alive is knowing that God has a plan for us. Since lacking his presence, however, it's been clear to me that I must undertake this pilgrimage to get closer to the Lord. We're going to try and go on pilgrimage in attempt to cure our illness. This is dangerous, I think, traveling while we're... Man, I love the fact the background updates depending on where we are. Look at that. That's kind of cool. Probably quite dangerous to travel. Oh! Look at that. She has furthered our mandate. Which, if you remember, during the Regency, I set that to gather some cash. She has gathered us 75 gold. However, she's lowered her own mandate and pissed off all my vassals. Because it was an abuse of her power to get more taxes, right? But I'm not going to complain. Because we can absolutely put some... We could put that cash into potentially developing that cathedral. This guy can build a cathedral before he dies. That would be quite nice. Keep finding secrets. You'll find it. You'll get there. We could just be spying on dukes and things like that. But let's just keep going for it. The road has got incredibly hilly in the past few hours. Everyone is beginning to weary. Everyone is beginning to weary. Fair enough, I suppose you can say that. After a while longer, with no end of hills in sight, one of my travelling companions approaches me and says, "My lord, our mounts cannot carry on like this for much longer. These poor animals need a break or I fear they'll collapse." He's right, it would be wise to rest, or I'll brook no delays, we press onwards. We trade opinion for 10 days. No, you know what? A good man knows when to delegate, and a good man knows when to trust his companions. Why bring them at all if you're not going to listen to them, huh? Here we are. I'm finally here, body and soul, at the great church of Santiago. Fine. I've walked the holy path. Let's see if we actually get some events this time then, because we, of course, went for a slightly different approach to things. Vassal tax contribution up by 10% for our stewardship perk. Monthly income at war up by 10%, or as my domain to extort. Oh my God, we actually lost ill. A blessing. The blessing from the Lord. Thank you. We could go for Taxman that just gives collect taxes. So to be fair, for money in a more reasonable way, that's not a bad way to do it. Just become more efficient at collecting tax. Building construction costs down by 5% when you're potentially building a... cathedral. That could be quite good. And actually, maybe going down to architect. I think it might be a better way to go for it, to be honest with you. So I might do that. I think we're going to go cutting cornerstones. We're going to head to architects, try and build a cathedral to prove that this man was dedicated all along. Oh my God. She's pregnant. Cecilia is pregnant. How long was the journey? Because I'm doing some maths here. I can't wait to hold the baby in my arms. While we're not at court, she's suddenly pregnant. How strange. Ah, and look at this. Perhaps on the subject of that, a man has sired a bastard child, Count Diedrichs. Unbelievable. Well, we can do something with that when we get back. Hopefully. We got absolutely no piousness again. That's unfortunate. As our time at this sacred site draws to an end, I'm slightly concerned that I did not get a chance. Yeah. Didn't we just? 868 more piety, though. 5 more trait experience in Experience Pilgrim. So it's quite nice. Oh, it's taken us up to rank 1. Oh, cool. And Determine Pilgrim again. Home we go. Sweet. We should have a look and see what that trade does for us now that we've... Have we actually upgraded it? Have we reached that far? Oh, yeah, Experience Pilgrim. There you go. Oh, amazing. A daughter. Praise Saint Bridget. Cecilia has given birth to a perfect little daughter. Baguette Karling. There she is. My God. The problem is... I'm going to phrase this carefully. The problem is she's a daughter, right? And we are in a very male-dominated world right now. This is medieval Europe. Duchess Marfelda. Obviously, I've got to give her a better name. I'm going to call her, Pan au chocolat. May you grow strong and wise, my daughter. I was going to name her Croissant, but I'll be honest, I'm going to save that for the male heir that appears. And a bastard again. Yolanda is the bastard child of Fene and Count... Another one? My man, you are going too far with this one. Holy crap. We can declare war on Kaiser Heinrich. For what? For a county. I'm not declaring war on the Kaiser. We could potentially win. He's only got 3,000 troops. I'm so used to CK2, Holy Roman Empire, where they are a powerhouse. Shit, maybe I should just try and take back the Empire, huh? Well, let's get back. Eventful, but here we are. And we've also gained a lot more traveling experience. How are we doing on that front, then? Not bad. Wanderer, 60% of the way there. Seasoned, about 50% of the way there. Very nice. I think that is a great place to bookend things. Let's leave it there. Babi has been formed. 2 more pilgrimages. There are only 2 more holy sites right at this point. And we've got more money than we could possibly need. Tomorrow, I think it's time we get a duchy. We get a duchy. And then we can start spreading a good amount of religion through around. We can build churches everywhere. I intend to make our capital Amiens so that we can build that cathedral. But again, it's so expensive, isn't it? My God. Even when we become a duke. Oh, it's so good, though. That's a very, very long time. That's like my guy's life. That would be his life's work. That would be a life achievement, right? The crowning jewel. So let's just stick with what we've got. Let's try and be a bit more humble. Let's go for the duchy. And let's see if we can go from there. Thanks for joining me. Come back tomorrow. I can't guarantee they're always going to be this long. I'll be honest, I keep losing track a little bit.